soon be presented to the Senate and the American people a great decision that will determine the fate of the United States, and I think, therefore, the fate of the world, for generations to come. There can be no
middle ground here. We shall have to take the responsibility for world collaboration, or we shall have to bear the responsibility for another world conflict. No one can say how long any plan will last. Peace can endure only so long as humanity really insists upon it and is willing to work for it and sacrifice for it. As President Roosevelt spoke for the nation, the atrocities of World War II were being revealed in black and white. The idea of a new organization dedicated to maintaining peace was gaining support in a world that was weary of war. By the spring of 1945, Germany was collapsing, and hopes for peace were high. Then, on April 12th, Franklin Roosevelt died. The nation and the world were stunned. His death gave those preparing for the conference in San Francisco a deep sense of responsibility to honor his commitment to lasting peace. The sole purpose of the conference was the creation of a new charter for peace, a declaration expressing the needs and aspirations of common people. Delegates from 50 nations arrived in San Francisco for the largest diplomatic gathering the world had yet seen. The atmosphere was electric. For 2 months, the delegates labored over the details. Midway through the conference, the Allies proclaimed victory in Europe. But work on the charter continued as the war went on in the Pacific. At the end of June, President Truman arrived for the formal signing of the new Charter of the United Nations. In 62 days, the delegates had succeeded in composing one of the most important and eloquent documents in history. As the last signature was added to the charter, the audience responded with tears and applause. The cornerstone of the new organization was the sanctity of human rights. The foundation for peace would be justice for all.
We, the peoples of the United Nations, determined to prevent future generations from the scourge of war, which twice in our lifetime has brought untold sorrow to mankind, and to reaffirm faith in fundamental human rights, in the dignity and worth of the human person, in the equal rights of men and women, and of nations large and small, and to establish conditions under which justice and respect for international law can be maintained, and to promote social progress and better standards of life in larger freedom, and for these ends, to practice tolerance and live together in peace with one another as good neighbors, and to unite our strength to maintain international peace and security, and to ensure that armed force shall not be used save in the common interest, and to employ international machinery for the promotion of the economic and social advancement of all peoples. We have resolved to combine our efforts to accomplish these aims. Accordingly, our respective governments, through representatives assembled in the city of San Francisco, have agreed to the present Charter of the United Nations and do hereby establish an international organization to be known as the United Nations.